They're still digging. For the last 140 years, people are digging in Megiddo, non-stop. Jerusalem as well, but the problem with Jerusalem is politics and all the wars. But in Megiddo, there was never politics involved, and therefore they're still digging. They found, you can see from the shape. Do you see the shape on the ground look like? What does it look like?
Ours?
No, you can see the big one on the ground. It looks like a cross, and this is an ancient church. You can also see that this is facing the direction of the east, maybe. So there is a church over there. By the way, there is another church over there that was found not too far. But those churches, of course, from later times, not from the time of the gospel. There are no churches in the time of the gospel. It's important to understand. Okay, they start to build churches 400 years after the events as they describe. So we're going to read from the book of Revelation. Okay, the international highway is just over there. Okay, and this is the second highway that's joining. So there is a junction over here, the fertile land behind us. This is the Jezreel Valley. Jezreel in Hebrew is Israel. God will seed. Okay, so this is the place that, you know, God said will be blessed and plenty. This is where you see all the fields. This is where you practice agriculture. This is where you're getting bread from. Okay, and it's big. It's big. It's stretched over there from the Mediterranean to the Great African Rift Valley. It's amazing fertile land. Okay, so let's read from the book of Revelation. Megiddo, Mount Megiddo, or Tel, the hill of archaeology. Uh, in English, it was fused together to one word, Armageddon. Okay, but Armageddon is two separate Hebrew words, Megiddo. Then they gathered the kings together to the place that in Hebrew called Armageddon. The seventh angel poured out his bowl into the air, and out of the temple came a loud voice from the throne saying, "It is done." Then there came flashes of lightning, rumbling, peals of thunder, and severe earthquake. No earthquake like it has never occurred since man had been on earth. So tremendous was the quake that the great city split into three parts, and the cities of the nations collapsed. God remembered Babylon the Great and gave her the cup filled with the wine and the fury of his wrath. So, first of all, this is the descriptions, okay, about the end of war. This is from the book of Revelation. And we hear here something very terrible. People would gather here. In a minute, we'll understand why here and who are the people. Okay? But what are they witnessing? The destruction of the world, in a way, the destruction of the world in front of them, the destruction of the world that is known to them. Okay, and the great city. What is the great city? What is the great city? Okay, so we need to understand that this text is corresponding with Ezekiel's prophecy. Now, Ezekiel, when he's writing about the great city, okay, he's talking about Jerusalem, but the great city that will be punished over here can be mentioned in the name, Babylon. Okay, so he said God gave Babylon his name. Why? Because Ezekiel lived in a time, and the text is spread in the time that Babylon is in power. Okay, you cannot say openly Babylon because someone will look for you. This is written in time of who is in power? No, Rome. So now the great city is Rome, and like Babylon, Rome will have its cup of God's fury. Okay. Uh, Every island fled away, and the mountains could not be found. From the sky, huge hailstones of about 100 pounds each fell upon men, and they cursed God on account of the plagues of hail, because the plague was so terrible. So we have over here, once again, a huge destruction, and people will be brought over here to witness it. And we need to ask ourselves, who are the people that will witness it, and why they will be brought over here? And it does not say it, of course, very, very clearly, but I heard some very, very interesting ideas that I would like to share. First of all, who are the kings? Who are those kings that will witness it? So someone told me, yes, it will be the leader of the world. But someone else told me, no, in the end of the day, every person can be a king. It does not matter who were his parents. It does not matter what is source of power. What matters is that he will be a righteous man. And if he was a righteous man, he will be the king in the end of days. Now, why to bring people here to this place, Megiddo, that is not mentioned in the New Testament, is not mentioned at all? Why to bring people over here? By the way, it was not as great city in those days. In those days, the city started to lose its power, and most people would not visit it. Okay, why to bring them over here? So first of all, it's corresponding with Ezekiel's, and it's corresponding with other texts and ideas that people had. But someone told me, and I just love it because I think it's so to the point. Look, on the other side of this valley over there is Nazareth. Okay, Nazareth is over there, and the side of the hill that we see, this is the place of Persepolis. This is Mount Persepolis. We're going to visit later. Okay, what happened over there? The people of Nazareth rejected Yeshua. They pushed him off the mountaintop. Okay, they pushed Yeshua off the mountaintop. Why did they push him from the mountaintop? When you want to punish someone, what can you do? You know, like we can see it always in the movies. Someone is really upsetting, you don't like him, you take the pitchfork and the sword or whatever, and you kill him on the place, right? No, they bother leaving the middle of the city, and instead of stoning him and killing him in the middle of the city, they took him to the edge of the city and they pushed him off the mountain. Why do they do it?
So they didn't care. They didn't spit blood in their
No,
city.
because they don't see the blood, they don't see the body. It's the ultimate rejection. Okay, when you kill someone in your street, in the street of the city, later on you will remove him and you will bury him. But when you push someone from the mountain, you don't even bother collecting his body parts from the bottom. It's the ultimate rejection. Okay, not only that you kill him, you don't even want to think about him anymore. Okay, and that someone told me, look, what we see over here is people arriving over here on the other side of the valley, and what did they see? The punishment for the ultimate rejection. They see what happened to those that reject the teaching. They see what happened to those that reject God's word, corresponding the location, one from each side of the valley. And I think that it's an amazing explanation that helped to make a lot of sense to me. Otherwise, why to bring them over here from all over the world? Yes, to see the punishment for the ultimate rejection from the other side. So therefore, we have in the same mountain the place where the first war took place. Okay, we talked about it as was described by this pharaoh, and the place and location when the last war will take place in. Okay, and if you want the beginning of war and the end of war in the same place. Okay, and the last thing that I will tell you, the last battle in World War One took place over here, and that was the last battle where the cavalry was being participating. Okay, everywhere in the world. The last battle where people were on horses' backs, okay, was the battle over Megiddo in the end of World War One. If you want, the horseman last appearance was here as well. Okay, so this is Mount Megiddo. And we understand the importance of the location, the idea behind it, the text is corresponding with the land, and clearly the power of this city, the most powerful city around for many, many, many years, is here no more. Today there's just stones for tourists to come and look at and sit in, and the tour guides to make living, but the power of the story behind it is going to last forever. Okay, the ideas that were shared about this place, we will keep telling them for many generations to come till the end of days. So this is Armageddon. Okay, thank you.